Hey y'all, this is Ashley Jamerson coming to you from Ashley Lambert Realty, and today I want to share with you my number one tip on winning in a highest and best offer situation. First of all, let me tell you that the highest price is not always the best situation. Every now and then, people will get into these highest and best offer situations and they think that it's all about the price. But you must remember that there are a lot more items on the contract that you can negotiate. For example, there's personal property that includes like refrigerator, stove, chandeliers, lighting, things like that. The closing date, the due diligence period, due diligence money, earnest money, type of loan, even the escrow attorney or the escrow agent. All those things are negotiable, and every now and then a seller will take a lower price if you can close quickly. A seller will consider a conventional loan over a cash if they net more, or if they're not asking for everything including the kitchen sink. So definitely keep that in mind as you are negotiating. Now to my number one tip on how to win every single time when it comes to a highest and best offer situation. And it involves the pre-approval or your approval letter from the lender and the purchase price. Let me give you an example of two buyers. Buyer A is approved for $300,000. They are looking at $300,000 houses. The house they find is absolutely wonderful. They go check it out with their realtor, and by the time the realtor starts drafting that offer, she gets a little ding on her phone and there's highest and best multiple offers going on. Everything is due by tomorrow or something at 5 p.m. This is a very common and frustrating scenario. Now let's take a look at buyer B. Buyer B is approved for $325,000 and they are in love with the exact same $300,000 home. They send me out to go look at it. We look at it, we draft an offer. I get the same ding on my phone, highest and best offers. I let my client know, like, hey, the offer that we chatted about at the property may not win because there's highest and best. So we look at all the terms, we make sure we're offering the appropriate due diligence and earnest money to show that they are seriously considering and seriously wanting this house. We discuss with the lender how quickly they can close. I call the listing agent and I ask them, is there anything that they absolutely want to take with them? I try to sweeten the offer, all while making sure my client, the buyer, gets exactly what they need. So it basically comes down to price. Who is going to win? Buyer A, who is maxed out already at $300,000, or my buyer who has some wiggle room and flexibility, being approved at $325,000. If we submit an offer for $310,000 or $312,000, my client will more than likely win because they have that approval letter. I've called the agent and did all of my questions up front to make the offer as strong as possible, and they were able to go above and beyond with the asking price. This isn't always the best route to go in neighborhoods where there are not a lot of comparable properties, where the prices have stagnated and they're not going up with this crazy market. And as an agent, I want to check out the comps basically. I have to make sure that if they do offer this higher price, that it's actually worth it. But it's worth it in this example that I just created. And they offered $312,000 and they win. The moral of the story, after all of that, the moral of the story is you want to look at homes slightly under your approval amount in the event that you need to negotiate up to your approval amount. Okay? You want your agent to make sure that the house will appraise. We don't have a magic ball. We can just look at comps because the appraisal is the opinion of the appraiser. But we can get a really good idea of what's going on in the market. Look a little bit below. If you're approved for $150,000, look at $120,000, $125,000. See if you can find the diamond in the rough in that price range that matches all of your criteria. If you are approved for $250,000, look at $225,000, look at $230,000. Every now and then, you will find basically all that you want and need structurally, and maybe you only need to do a few things to make it the perfect home. Put a little sweat equity into it later. That's my tip. You will win. Utilize this tip, you will win. If you have any questions, give me a call. My contact information is below. And as always, start your home search at search704.com. I look forward to hearing from you soon.